GW's quarterfinal game, their first round game in the state tournament, was down to the wire. They played against MSAC foe Huntington, and Travion Wilson, he's one of the best all-around athletes, and they barely got past Huntington, and he gave GW his best effort, and they just barely won that. But I think it kind of projected them into the semis, which led to the finals. And again, like you said, down to the wire, double overtime. As a journalist, you're not rooting for anybody, but you're also definitely not rooting for overtime, because another 4 minutes and another 4 minutes, and those get extended with people fouling and, timeouts with strategy and all, but ended up being a great game as well. A great way to top off the weekend.
Yeah, indeed. And, of course, we interviewed Rabbit, the head coach of Tug Valley, earlier in the week, man, I think, and he's, three in a row, and 3 in a row in any sport at any level is difficult to do, especially now with transfer rules and, and everything that goes on. But they got something going on down there in Naugatuck, man.
They do. I mean, Tug Valley is just amazing. I mean, that community turns out, and it was just really inspiring to see a community get behind something like that. I mean, the boys' basketball program and maybe a couple other sports, maybe they're cheerleading. Actually, they're very serious about that, but I think school sports mean a little more in Tug Valley.
Indeed. Again, we're talking with Jim Workman with our Weekend Sports Blitz. By the way, I got to give you credit because anytime we can do something to mess with my buddy Dave Wilson, I appreciate it. And so you texted me and said that, well, I guess you handled the check-ins for like media credentials or whatever.
Yes.
Tell them what you did to Wilson. I love it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I mean, I have a list that the SSA sends me, and it's in alphabetical order. And then they check in, and I give them their physical credential. And when he approached, I saw him. I was like, man, I know you. You're Dave Allen, right? And he got a little bit of a chuckle out of that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. I appreciate you doing that.
Take care of you.
Next morning, we have a morning call, and we're on the call, and he said, you know what? I said, I already know. I said, Jim's already texted me and already told me about it. All right, so we'll put that behind us right now. I know that I want to say a word about the WVU women's basketball team. Great run for them. Unfortunately, it came to an end earlier this week, but what a great season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's definitely something they can build on. I mean, to win the Big 12 tournament, I mean, what an accomplishment. And, Coach Kellogg is in, his third year now. So, with this changing landscape in the NCAA, he's built a program, and I think he can sustain it. And he's got some really good players wanting to play for WVU. So, and they sold out the Coliseum.
It was electric. Mike Nolte and I were talking about that, man. It was electric in Morgantown during the Mountaineers run through that tournament.
And I love that about the Mountaineer fans. I mean, typically all the love goes to the football program or the men's basketball program, but they're showing up for the baseball and the soccer and women's basketball. That says a lot about the fan base.
And the Marshall basketball team is continuing in the women's NIT.
Women's NIT, they play tonight at 6:30. And they actually did not get a home game. They had a home game last game. They got a bye first round. They got a home game, which they beat University of Maryland. It's some kind of initial. But they got past that game. They won by 13 points. I think there was some hope that they would get another home game, but they're actually traveling to Youngstown State, which has had a good season as well. Youngstown has 2 West Virginia natives on their roster. One's a true freshman, one's a redshirt freshman. But, Marshall has a couple West Virginia natives on their team as well. So
including Peyton Elderton from?
Logan.
Okay, there you go.
And Meredith Mayer from Fairmont. And the Youngstown kids are Van Tassel from Cameron, who was a very good player a couple years ago in the state. And they also got a kid from Wayne that's a freshman this year. So should be interesting viewing tonight.
Indeed, and the WVU men's basketball team, they're going to Vegas, right?
They are, and the first game for them is April the 2nd. I believe the event starts the 1st, but if they win that game, they'll play the 4th. If they win that one, they'll play the 5th. So it's a quick turnaround, quick tournament in Las Vegas. It's kind of new to all the sports fans that weren't aware of it, but they're starting out with Stanford on the 2nd, and they got a chance to win some NIL money, I believe. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, it's they're still playing basketball, and they still get a chance to develop this team and maybe make some money as well.
Indeed. So I want to go to let's stick with the NCAA tournament now. Are you a bracket guy? Because I'm really not. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a bracket guy.
I have been in my life, but this year, just to kind of stay in the loop, I filled out one bracket, and then I forgot where I put it. but I went back to the link that somebody had posted that they wanted me to join their league, so I found it, and I'm not doing too bad. I made a couple. I called it Wally's Upset Specials. That's my team name. So a couple of my upsets did not work out, but I'm still going on. Yeah.
All right. What's your takeaway been from what you get to see of the tournament?
It's always exciting. I mean, there was a game last night, 2-point game. Of course, I can't stay up for some of these games.
Same.
I mean, but anyway, it's always exciting. It gets more exciting in this round, I believe, and then the following round, the Final Four, and leading up to the championship game. It gets, it's probably second only to the Super Bowl as far as your common man getting interested.
People that
in
aren't necessarily fans will tune out, especially I think. And this is what makes the NCAA tournament, in my opinion, different than the others. You have those people that will watch the Super Bowl no matter what, okay, because it's the halftime show, it's a commercial, so on and so forth, the parties to go along with it. But the NCAA tournament is kind of the opposite because you have so much interest in the beginning when people start filling out their brackets. And then, in these mid-rounds, they might, unless you're a hardcore basketball fan, you might drift out a little bit, but then come back for the championships or at least the Final Four.
True.
It's kind of different than what other sports are.
True. And then you're going to have friends that have not watched a basketball game all year long, and then they're leading the bracket going into the.
It's always a person that says, I'm going to go by, if it's an animal name, well, this animal could beat up this animal, so I'm going to go with them, or this I like these uniforms better, or whatever the case may be. Well, it is a good time of year, and I know a lot of my buddies are really, really into it. I'm not so much, but a lot of people are, and it's certainly a big moneymaker, and it kind of captivates the country during the month of March. Opening day yesterday, Major League Baseball. You're a Reds fan. I'm a Reds fan. Did not go the way that the Reds wanted.
Yeah, I tuned in. I'm so diehard, I guess, that I couldn't wait till 4. I tuned into the Pirates game at 1. And, man, can you believe what happened to Paul Skeens?
Dave Weekly would be very happy. Not with that, but he'd be very happy that you tuned into the Pirates game.
Yeah, well, I don't hate the Pirates because I grew up in a time that the Charleston Charlies were part of the Pirates organization. So, I got to know some of those guys that started in Charleston or ended up playing in Charleston that they moved up to the Pirates. So I never hated them, but they never could replace the beloved Cincinnati Reds in my mind.
And we did a little Reds roundtable on the local show in Charleston yesterday, you and Dale Cooper and Jeff Jenkins. And I think if there's one word for the Reds season, and look, it's a 162-game season, okay? It was just and you know how sports fans are. I was reading some commentary online last night, people, ready to throw in the towel on the season. Okay, you have 161 more games left, all right? But it was not a good performance for the Reds yesterday, but it wasn't horrible. I mean, I know they got shut out, but it wasn't horrible.
Also, you got to think if you're a Reds fan, your top 2 pitchers are not available to you right now. So they started against the Mets ace with their 3rd guy in the rotation. So there's that. But also, you would like to have seen them produce some runs. Our pitching performance with Andrew Abbott, not bad. It was pretty good. So I don't think you throw in the towel. I think it's disappointing, especially because, it's a packed house and it's opening day and they had the parade and all that.
Yeah, everything that goes along with it.
Yep.
And, of course, they're off tonight. That's kind of been the tradition the last couple of years. They open up and then they take off. But then they're back in action tomorrow, and you're actually going to be in Cincinnati tomorrow.
I'm scheduled to be there. So that's a 4 o'clock start, which I think is perfect for me because I typically go down and back same day. So I can get down there, early afternoon, check in, watch the game, get a Skyline dog, and head back and be back, late at night.
Well, you better bundle up because it's going to be cold in Cincinnati. It's going to be sunny, but it's going to be cold from what they say in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Yeah, I had an experience last year in May. I went to an early season game, and it was so cold, my ears were just freezing, and I had to go to the gift shop and get a cap. But
paid $188 for it.
Almost, but it was well worth it. It saved my life. But also, I've got the hoodie in tow as well.
All right, so before we wrap it up, who's the team to beat? I mean, do we just give it to the Dodgers now?
I think so. I think so. I mean,
somebody's got to come out of the American League, though.
Yeah, and typically you'd think the Yankees, they spend a lot of money too, but American League's been more competitive. We'll see. I mean, one thing about the Dodgers, I kind of always rooted for Clayton Kershaw, and this is the first time in, about 18 years that he's not on the roster.
Okay.
So
give us the website for the sport for Wally's and Wimpy's real quick.
Wally's and Wimpy's, it is WallyWimpySports.com, and we're also on social media.
Jim
So check
Workman,
us out.
Appreciate you being here, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and be back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
If you've got a child who's a junior in high school in the state or know someone that does, opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan is on the line. Room, board, tuition, and fees. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline to enter, though, is May 3rd. Full details available at wvmetronews.com. It's wvmetronews.com. That's where you apply. Head on over there, and the application deadline is May 3rd. Again, wvmetronews.com, but the application deadline is May 3rd. When you you go to the website, you'll see a giant button that says Apply Today, and that's what you do. And the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and by the West Virginia Farm Bureau. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's Open Line West Virginia for the final Friday of, I was going to say the final Friday of the week. Can you tell I'm a little bit tired? I think it is the final Friday of the week. Well, I think there might have been 3 Mondays in this week, though. You can call me at 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday. We're coming back. And now we'll go to the Metro News Anchor Desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. The director of the State Office of Energy says the one-year-old law governing data centers in West Virginia is already paying off. Google has purchased property in Putnam County to build a data center. State Energy Director Nick Preservati says Google will take advantage of an existing high-voltage power line owned by Appalachian Power right next to the property.
Powered by the grid, and I'll leave that to the company to explain, other options on their power. I don't want to go too deep into that, but yes, it's going to be connected to the AEP system.
Governor Patrick Morrisey, who announced the project earlier today, said it was still in its opening stages. What are described as nonviolent community protests are scheduled for tomorrow afternoon in West Virginia. No Kings rallies are set in about a dozen locations, including Charleston and Morgantown. Mountaineers Indivisible organizer Cynthia Fox says the Morgantown protest will be near Hope Coliseum.
And then we're going to spread out along the sidewalks going in 2 directions. And our launch time is going to be 12 noon, so we're obviously asking people to get there a little bit ahead of that.
Fox says the U.S. is experiencing the loss of personal freedoms and the loss of accountable government. The U.S. House could vote later today on a bill that passed the U.S. Senate early this morning that would stop most of the partial federal government shutdown, beginning with funding with things like TSA. U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito says the partial shutdown has worn out its welcome.
You know what? Everybody loses here. So politically, I'm not sure there is a win for anybody here.
You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Zach Hupp, project manager with CEC. After graduating from Glenville State College, I took over my dad's surveying business. It was fulfilling, but when CEC came calling, I knew it was an opportunity I couldn't refuse. With CEC, I'm reaching clients I never dreamed of and seeing projects through to completion. It's more than a job, it's a new chapter. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
When I started school sports, I didn't know who I wanted to be. I just wanted to play.
But looking back, I developed character, resilience, and integrity. And now I'm settled in a career. I'm a leader to my own kids and my community. I know who I am and where I belong, and it started with school sports. I found my place. Find yours.
This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
A Morgantown man being held on $40,000 bail after he allegedly got aggressive with Montague County Sheriff's deputies Thursday in Montague County Magistrate Court. Investigators say Brian Lamp got upset when he was told his PR bond on another charge was being revoked and he was going to have to go to jail. 2 new eaglets are ready to hatch at the National Conservation Training Center in Shepherdstown. Those at the center say it could happen any time. A live camera continues to watch those eggs. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. Presented by AARP Foundation with support from United Healthcare.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304 Talk 304. Do want to remind you that coming up on Monday, we have another one of those interactive features where we rely on you. We called it Mayor Monday. And every Monday, I go around the state of West Virginia and I interview via the phone line another mayor doing great things in his or her town. Last week, we were in the wonderful community of Follinsby. I didn't know a heck of a lot about Follinsby until I talked to the mayor last week. So I am now all things Follinsby. So if you would like to nominate the town that you live in, or if you're a mayor and you want to reach out to me, don't have one for Monday yet, but you can drop me an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to me on social media. It's Dave Allen Radio on Facebook or at DaveA70 on X. Just say, I'd like to nominate my mayor. And if it's somebody here in the Kanawha Valley, they can come in the studio. But if not, most of them, 95% of them, I'd say, or more, we do over the phone. So just a way to sell your town. Nothing negative, nothing earth-shattering. It's just you're just trying to sell the towns of West Virginia. 232 municipalities in the state of West Virginia, and I hope to talk to the mayors of all of them at one point or another. Drop me an email again, midday@wvmetronews.com, or reach out to me on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at DaveA70 on X. As we do every Friday afternoon at about 1:45, we talk to our good friend, a political columnist, Mark Curtis. Unfortunately, during our interview with Mark, the phone went dead and we were unable to reach Mark. And we tried and we tried and we tried. I can report Mark is okay. Just something happened with the phone system down there. We don't know exactly what it was. But one of the things that's in Mark's column this week that I'm really bummed that I didn't get a chance to talk to him about, and that was some new polling numbers are out. And it has to do with the war in Iran. Now, this is from the Center for Public Affairs Research, and it shows that 63% of Republicans support the airstrikes on Iran, but only 20%, this is where it changes, only 20% of Republicans support the idea of putting U.S. ground troops there. 59% of Democrats polled expressed extreme concern about the ability to afford gas in the coming months, but only 33% shared that same concern. And as Mark points out in his column, as is often the case, independents could be the swing votes here. 49% of independents expressed extreme concern about rising gas prices. So Mark's takeaway is, in so many elections, Democrats and Republicans rely on a large number of independents to put their candidates across the finish line. He says these key swing votes are the ones to watch in the midterms. However, Mark writes a national column. That having been said, in West Virginia, the state GOP, their executive committee decided that they don't want independent votes. That's not an editorial comment on my part. That's the fact. And so at their recent meeting, they opted not to take up changing the policy that that registered independents cannot vote a Republican ballot. So in the past, on primary election day, you have gone in and you said, I am a registered independent, but I would like to have a Republican ballot, or I want to have a Democrat ballot, or I'll just, vote the nonpartisan races. Well, again, right or wrong, it's their party. I always have the urge to break into Leslie Gore there, but it is their party and they can do what they want to. And they opted that they did not want independent votes. So I just say that because I read a comment online from a poll worker earlier today, and this was random comment on some site I was on, and the lady said, look, I'm a poll worker. Please don't take it out on me, all right? But this has been in the news for quite some time, so just know that when you go to the polls, the primary election, if you are a registered independent and you go in the past, you've been able to say, I am an independent, but I want a Republican ballot or I want a Democrat ballot. You can still get a Democrat ballot, or you can vote for the nonpartisan races, your Board of Education and things like that, but you will not be able to request a Republican ballot. Again, their decision. They can make their own rules. But when you go, and I think a lot of people are going to be mad, and I think they're going to be very upset. But we're putting the education out there right now. And remember, when you go to your polling place, it is not the fault of the poll worker, okay? They did not cause this. Your county clerk, the Secretary of State's office, nobody did this. The state Republican Party's executive committee opted to make that rule, which they have every right to for their party. But just know that if you're an independent and you want to go in and request a Republican ballot, you cannot do that. Now, if you want to change your party, if you're an independent and you want to change to Republican or you want to change to Democrat, you can still do that online. You can go in person to your county clerk's office or you can do it online. But just making sure everybody knows that. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, is the Google Data Center another one of the projects that Mitchell Carmichael got the ball rolling on like several other wins for the state? I don't know. I don't know who was responsible. I know there's always going to be people that want to take credit for it. But with this data center that the news broke just after 8 o'clock or so this morning, it was kind of, to be honest with you, it was kind of like as a county commissioner in Putnam County texted me off the record this morning, this was the worst kept secret in history, that this proposed Google data center was going to be coming to the Buffalo area of Putnam County. But as is the case, there are always everybody willing to jump up and take credit for it. But, in reality, it's usually not a bunch of people. It's usually like one or so, one or two at the most. Text says, so Putnam County is getting a data center. I'm sure that's great news to people like you who don't care about the environment. But some of us do care. I don't recall saying I didn't care about the environment. I do care very much about the environment. I also care about jobs. And I'm 100% on board, and I live in Putnam County. Now, granted, this is not going to be in my backyard, but if it were in my backyard, I'd probably still be on board. Texas, they keep pushing data centers. We don't want them. Well, somebody does, and I'm going to tell you, they're going to be a lot more receptive. As somebody who's lived in Putnam County now for well over a decade, they are the opposition. Now, you're going to hear some, and we interviewed a lady, with all due respect, a little bit earlier, and I completely understand what she was saying. During the 12 o'clock hour, we interviewed a lady who had a farm that was going to be near this data center, and she's got concerns, and she has every right to have those concerns. And it was a very, very good interview we had with her. But I think you're going to find overall that Putnam County is going to be a whole lot more receptive to these data centers than what some areas are. Text says, hey guys, TSA is just one of several agencies that are working without paying. We just seem to think TSA is the only one because they're in our face at the airport. Oh, not in our face because they're not there, LOL, but there's so many other people not being paid, says the texter. Texas, sorry to tell you libs who listen to this show, we love our president, and Donald Trump is doing exactly what we hired him to do. Keep up the good work, Mr. President. Text, if we don't increase our tax base, those people's kids are not going to have a job or a good school to go to. Please, West Virginia, get with the 21st century. Text says, Orioles have already locked up the East, signed overreaction Friday. Well, if they did lock up the East, my man Joe Stevens in Nitro would be very, very happy. Text says, have a great weekend, Hillbilly CNN. All right, that's my new name. Text says, I'm with you, Dave. Build the data centers. People need to stop living in the 1900s. This is the future. Text says, so angry with Waste Management, decorated our landscape with these green giant trash receptacles. They are obstacles on our sidewalks, and citizens leave them there all week. Well, if that's the case, I don't think that's on Waste Management. I think it's on the citizens. I mean, unless I'm totally misunderreading that. How's that for butchering the English language? So, text says, I'm all for data centers. Clean water is overrated anyway. 2:43, 17 away from 3. Open line, West Virginia, for a Friday. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Calva Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop. Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. Join Kyle Wiggs, Coach Hunter, and Brad Howe weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
With Metro News Hotline. If it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 o'clock. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Stephanie Pauly, Ryan Nicholson, our producers today. My man Weekly. You know, I asked a favor of Mr. Weekly. I said, on Monday, I've got to have a medical procedure done involving my battle with the big C. And I asked him on Monday. I said, is there any way if I take the break early, I can get you to come in a little bit early, like 2:45-ish? Take over for me so I can, run over to the cancer center and get something taken care of. Mr. Weekly did just that. He showed up today, and he was all raring to go. He came in the studio, and, typical Weekly style, his walk-up music was playing. The smoke comes in. It's like the theme to 2001 Space Odyssey, like it always is. The Elvis of the afternoon comes. That's going to be your new name, by the way, the Elvis of the afternoon. And he just comes walking in here, and I said, great, man, It's Monday. It's Monday, not today. So, but it's the thought that counts. And it's the thought that counts, Mr. Weekly. I appreciate it. 1-800-765-TALK. You can text 304-TALK-304. Text. I just heard the story about the young man who died of a heart attack after being chased by ICE. Hate that for him and for his family, but if he were not running and not here illegal, he would not be, I'm sorry, he would still be alive, says the texter. Well, there's no way of knowing that for sure, but appreciate the text. Text says the biggest threat to America is the Democratic Party. They care more for illegal criminals than Americans. Our country is slowly being turned into a third world country by illegals who come here but don't want to assimilate. They hate America, says a texter. Text says, has anybody checked on Mark Curtis? Well, Curtis was talking to us there from the beach in Florida, and all of a sudden, you know, you get that sound that you get on modern phones when the phone line goes dead. Zzz, and Ryan, were we able to connect with Mark at all, or did he just go by the, okay, but can we confirm he wasn't swept into the water or something? He's all right, right? All right, so yeah, I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he's okay. If he's not here next week, then we'll know different, but Marky Mark, if you're listening to us, because he frequently listens to us on the app, just send us a text and tell us you're okay. Text says, to all you liberal hippie countries that don't want data centers, I think that's supposed to be counties, we are welcoming them here in Putnam County. Google chose Putnam County because they know we will welcome them here. Text says, no to data centers. Man, I tell you, this is like the data centers have become the COVID of 2025. It's interesting. Text says, are we still pushing donations for DHS workers who make more money than I do a year? Miss me with that. Go do DoorDash or something. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, if data centers are so great, why are they putting them in the poorest counties? Well, I would not list Putnam County as one of the poorest counties in West Virginia. Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the data in front, but probably not even in the top 30 or maybe 40. Text says, I'm in Florida too. See the Coast Guard circling overhead. Pretty sure they're looking for Mark. I'm going to join the search party or maybe have a beer. All right. Nothing in the world like getting drunk and searching for somebody in water. That seems like a good idea. Text says, Dave, love the show, but your politics makes no sense. You hate Trump, but you call yourself a Republican. Please explain. Hope your health is improving. Well, number one, I never said I hated President Trump. I said I don't necessarily support him. I voted for him twice. I want the president, whether it's Trump, Obama, Biden, or Polk, to do very well. Because that's just me. I want the president to do well. Not necessarily biggest fan of his, but he's my president. He'll always be my president, and whoever the next president is will be my president, whether I particularly liked him or not. And I'm not a Republican. I was a registered Democrat because I'm from southern West Virginia, and there were no Republicans back in the day. So if you wanted to vote for anybody, when I registered to vote, you had to register Democrat. And then I switched to Republican, and then I switched to Independent. That's where I am. Text says, data centers should be required to build their own power generation plants. Great example of location being in Glasgow in West Virginia. The old power plant there and the location would suffice. Well, here's what I know about it, which is very little. I learned things from TJ Meadows, is the fact that it seems to be, and nobody officially has said this, that one of the reasons why they chose Putnam County is because that area is pretty much ready to go. Now, not in every area. I mean, as far as all the infrastructure, but the power transmission is good to go. That's why they chose that area. Hats off, says a texter, to Putnam County for being forward thinking and getting a data center. They are certainly welcome here. Text says, oh my God, people stop whining. Build the data centers. Geez, have a great weekend. Text says, as mayor of Taze Valley, please stop the data center. Okay. As mayor of Taze Valley, I'm going to say this. I completely 100% support the data center. Your mayor has spoken. It's 2:53. We'll take a break and wrap it up after this.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here. Talkline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNews.TV.com. Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Welcome back to the show. Just about to close it out. It's a couple of minutes away from 3 o'clock. Somebody sent me some information here. Estimate the median household income for Putnam County. These are based on 2024 statistics. $80,834. That is the not seasonally adjusted estimated income for Putnam County. They estimated the median household income for Putnam County, latest data available, 2024, $80,834 per year.
How many tanks of gas is that?
3.
I was going to say.
Mr. Weekly's here. Where were you? I needed you at 2:45.
I got my dates wrong. That's all good.
You know.
I'm going to like this time spot.
Okay.
I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you want to come back and check it out,
All right.
You can.
Starting Monday for one day only.
One day only sale.
For one day only. The Elvis of the afternoon. Rob Reel calls Chris Lawrence the Elvis of the outdoors.
That's a great name.
So you
by
are
the way.
the Elvis of the afternoon.
Does it have to be Elvis?
Better than Angel of the Morning.
I
isn't
suppose.
it?
Yeah, I suppose it is.
A little
That's true.
Merrily Rush, Juice Newton for the people. All right, what you got on the show today, buddy?
We are talking about a bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of baseball stuff to get into, NCAA Tournament, Sweet 16. And I got this survey that says there are a whole bunch of adults who have never done really normal activities, like never been swimming, never been camping, never watched a sunset, So now that the weather's churning, what do you want to do? What do you want to try to do that you've never done before? Make it this year.
All right. Mr. Weekly and the crew coming up on Metro News Hotline and many of these same radio stations. I will be back in a couple of days, and Weekly will take over Monday about 15 minutes early. Monday, Weekly. All right. Till next time, have fun and love somebody.